FightHype.com here today with Eddie Hearn. Firstly, great promotional you got going on here for the Froch Groves rematch. I want to talk about the gloves is off episode with Johnny Nelson. I mean, what did you make of both men?
Surprised me because I thought Froch just owned him really, and Carl George is so good on the mind games, and I was expecting it to be an awkward half an hour out for Carl, but I think mentally he knows what to expect now. He was rattled the first time around, but I just think that he's just focused on a job, not going to let George get in his head, even try and get in his head, and it was a great show.
Yeah, I mean, a lot was made of the sports psychologist that Carl's seen. I mean, what was the reasoning behind that? I mean, George is trying to play into the fact that it's a lot to do with him, or is it just a general thing that he thinks
it's about ticking boxes? I think that mentally Carl wasn't right for that first fight, and he wants to make sure this time around he's left no stone unturned. So every percent or every 2% or 3% edge you can get, you've got to try and do, whether it's a nutritionist, whether it's a strength and conditioning coach, whether it's a psychologist. So all it's done is helped him prepare better. So it's given him an edge, if you like, and like he said to Jules, they're not talking about him, they're talking about himself, his life, his preparation, his mindset. So any time you can get help or you can improve yourself, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the mental side of the first fight, I mean, what in particular do you think Carl did wrong in that fight?
I think he got hit too much. I think he was sloppy with his feet. I mean, look, you can't take anything away from George Groves. He was brilliant on the night, but Carl was poor. But I think moving forward, you're going to see a better Carl Froch, but I think you're going to see a better George Groves as well, because he would have learned a lot from that first fight, and he would have improved himself. So, I just think it's a different fight this time around. Carl's got the bit between his teeth, and I think you're going to get one hell of a show on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of people when they say I think George's discipline in the first fight cost him the fight in many aspects. I mean, he was in control of the fight up until probably the 7th round, and then he started to go to war, which is more Carl's game. I mean, if George keeps his discipline and he boxes at angles like he does, do you think Carl, at the age that he's at now, can handle that hand speed and foot speed?
Yeah, because I just think if he's boxing off the back foot and he's getting walked down or he's getting attacked by Froch, he's going to have to stand and fight. I don't think he's going to be able to just box and move for 12 rounds. It's going to be at such a pace that he has got stamina issues. I think that he's got to prove that he hasn't. And, ultimately, he's got to try and, if he wants to go and try and nick it in front of 80,000 people, it ain't going to go down that great. But I don't think he's that kind of character. And to be honest with you, I think he's going to come out and bomb away 3 rounds. I think he knows he's not going to want this fight to go late. So I think he's going to want to try and get rid of Carl early, and I think it's going to end up being a war.
Yeah, so do you anticipate a fast start for Carl? Do you think it's going to be a more...
I think it'll be a fast start from everyone. I think it'll be a fast pace throughout. I don't think they're going to stop. I don't think people are going to take a backward step. It's going to be intense, and it's one of those. Everyone's got an opinion, but no one really knows.
Yeah. So I want to talk briefly about the undercard. I mean, James DeGale making his Sky Sports debut. I mean, a lot's been made of James. I mean, he's a very talented fighter. I mean, obviously now he's with yourself on Sky Sports. What do you see next, providing he comes through this fight? I mean,
if he wins the fight, he's mandatory for the winner of Froch and Groves. Yeah. So he'll fight the winner. Whether that's in 3 months or 6 months, it doesn't matter. It's got to happen. But he's got to beat Brandon Gonzalez first. He's an undefeated fighter, trains with Virgil Hunter. They're all coming over, or they're here now. Yeah. So that's a great fight. But DeGale's got to look good. He's looked a little bit sloppy in previous performances. I don't think his mojo's been firing. But in front of 80,000, his mojo will be firing. And we look for him to do a devastating performance and then fight the winner of Froch Groves.
Yeah, and Josh's progression's looking very, very strong at the moment. I mean, how long do you think it will be before he can elevate himself to maybe British title level?
Well, he's still a novice. People talk about, he's fighting a guy who's 8-2, Matt Lee. He's also coming back from an injury. He hasn't had the longest camp to prepare, but he's still learning. This Saturday's about showcasing him. It's about getting used to the experience of fighting in big arenas, big atmospheres. So, he's going to be a world champion, but we just got to progress him in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, just final question. Obviously, with this fight escalating to the mainstream media now and all the attention, I mean, it's probably the ideal time to project guys like Carl Froch in the next couple of months. I mean, I was with Sean Porter in the US. He's up for that fight. I mean, how confident are you that fight can be made? And
it's going to be made because it's the mandatory, and the purse bids are next Tuesday. Yeah. So unless we do a deal by next Tuesday, it'll be purse bids. We'll have a real good go at it. We might win, we might not. But I'm confident that we can do a deal with Golden Boy this week. But if we can't, it'll be purse bids, and that fight's got to happen. Kell Brook's the mandatory. He's not going anywhere. Yeah. So he's fighting Sean Porter end of, whether it's in Britain or America.
Okay, just prediction for the fight?
Froch KO within 6 to 9 rounds.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.